Welcome to the 2018 Education Incorporated Honors Evening. I'd like to start with a little housekeeping first. Can you please make sure that all your cellular devices are off or on silent, please? The bar is available for you throughout the course of the evening. You're welcome to take photographs. Can I please ask that you are upstanding as we welcome the teachers of Education Incorporated. Ma'am? Guys. Wow, ma'am. Has everybody made sure their phones are on silent? Okay, this time of year is always very exciting, but nerve-wracking, because you don't really know the unknown, and you don't know what's next. The unknown is terrifying, but when you have friends and teachers like mine, the unknown is less scary. I always enjoy this time of year. I enjoy welcoming new faces and look forward to what our headmaster has to say. So with no further ado, Mr. Aitchison, may you please come to the podium.
I'm astounded every year at the number of awards that seem to increase every year. I think I get carpal tunnel this year from all the signatures that happen. And I think it's testament to the hard work of the students and my gratitude to the hard work of my staff. Every year there are more cultural awards, sports awards, and especially academic awards. And perhaps it has something to do with the challenge that I set out last year in my moonshot challenge, to do hard things because they're hard. It's also a time of the year when we reflect on what has happened in the past year. And there are a few highlights that I'd like to share with you, in case you missed them on Facebook. A friend of mine, Terence Bridget, a local TV celebrity, visited us and enthralled us with what the entertainment industry in South Africa looks like. And I think one of the highlights, and I cannot remember who asked the question, one of the younger kids asked if he had a jet. I also really enjoyed the afternoon we had on the lawn, or the morning we had on the lawn with Tupton, the Google monk who came and spoke to us about mindfulness and how to calm our minds in a chaotic world. EduInc's first overseas trip to Dublin, where we had the opportunity to go into Google and Facebook and Twitter, the first student group ever to do so in Dublin. Our matric dance and our valediction, where we said goodbye to our matrics who are absent tonight because they're finished. And then one of the highlights is always this evening, where we get to recognize the hard work and efforts that our students have put in throughout the year. Tonight we recognize the best and the brightest, the sweat and the tears of both students and parents alike. I see a few of you nodding there. I'm also very proud of the way that EduInc students engage with their world and influence the spaces around them with integrity and independence. Because this is how EduInc students are prepared to deal with the real world, an ever-changing world, with both chaotic global economic and political influences, and the shifts, the major shifts in technology that affect how we exist on this planet and experience our lives on this planet. So how do we prepare for change? How do we prepare for uncertainty? Someone once said, change is the only constant. How do we prepare for things that are outside of our control? Richard Branson, labeled by some as the luckiest businessman alive, said that he wasn't lucky. He said that luck for him was the intersection of preparedness and opportunity. So how do we prepare? So tonight I've put together Mr. Aitchison's recipe for preparedness and what it looks like. Number one in the recipe, know who you are. What are you good at? What are you interested in? What are your core values? How hard can you work, and how hard are you prepared to work? What is important to you? What will you fight somebody about? Number two, educate yourself consistently. Stay abreast of technological developments and current affairs. And read. 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 Always make the most of every experience and opportunity you get. You never know when it's going to be important. Number four, have a good idea on what your mission in life is going to be. In other words, how are you going to contribute and change the world that we're living in? And then when opportunity presents itself, you will be ready to engage and make a difference. Tonight, we are here to recognize the hard work, and I want to thank everybody for being here this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Aitchison, and I will make sure to read, read, read. I'd like to ask Mrs. Aitchison to please come to the podium.
Right, this microphone is clearly causing problems, so let's see if we can dominate the microphone. So, we're going to get into the awards now. We're going to start with some certificate awards. And it's quite common for us at EduInc to add a couple of awards every year. We tack on a few things as we're seeing our school grow and develop, and we're seeing our kids grow and develop. And it's only appropriate for us to grow and develop the awards as we do so. And one of the things we speak about a lot is how education is a journey. You've all heard us say it. Whether you're sitting in the office with Mr. Aitchison and me, or whether it's kids in the classroom, we keep saying it again. But this is a process, guys. It's a process. It's a process. It takes time. It's a journey. But it feels, a night like this tends to end up feeling a bit like an event. It's a culmination and one event. It's an important one. The recognition that is happening tonight is an important event. But that doesn't mean we can discount the journey and the process that is taking place. But before I start with the certificate awards that I'd like to award this evening, I suppose it's a little bit in recognition of the lifelong learning that, lifelong learning is a catchphrase. We keep hearing it. Oh, lifelong learning is so important. You study PGCE and you keep hearing about lifelong learning, lifelong learning. But exactly as Mrs. Alexander has just said, children respond to role models. Whether you like it or not, your kids don't do what you tell them to do. They do what they see you do. That's how kids operate. The same goes with the teachers and the staff. And in saying that, I would like Mr. Singh to stand up, please. I haven't even said anything about you, and they're already clapping. This must be good if they're clapping now. So, Mr. Singh has been dressed like this for the better part of the day because this morning he actually was at Wits. It was his graduation ceremony for his Masters of Sciences, which he got this morning. So we are very, very proud of you. Well done. It's a big achievement. So let's get on to some certificate awards. Right, now you need to pay attention because this is a little bit different to the way we've done it before. You listening? Okay, so when I announce the following names, I'd like you to come up to the stage and stop in front of the steps in a line. Okay, you got it? The first one that we decided to award, that we decided to add to the repertoire, was in recognition of the process of development, that when we say to you as the parents, as long as we're seeing these small incremental progresses, we are happy. That's what we should be seeing. So the first group of certificates this evening are for students who have achieved 10% or more increase over the course of the year. We feel that that's a significant achievement. It's more than a symbol on a report. So that's the first one for tonight. So will the following students please come to the stage? Cherie Evans, India Sher, James Witcher, and Connor O'Neill. Could I please ask Mr. Aitchison and Ms. Timber to join me to start shaking hands and handing over certificates? Students, please remember when you take your certificate tonight or your prize and you're shaking Mr. Aitchison's hand to smile for the camera. Cherie, come up please. Cameras at the back. India. James. And Connor. Well done. The next batch of certificates that we're going to be awarding now, it's the same process. You hear your name, you come and you stand over here in the front, please. As you know, the EduInc pass is 75%. And there's a very good reason that we put the EduInc pass at 75%. I'm not going to go into now. It's things we speak about all the time. It's on the website, etc. But what about those who have achieved an incredible average of 70 and above, but they just didn't crack that 75? Is it right of us to discount that amount of effort? We don't believe it is. So the next batch of certificates is for students whose average for the year is between 70 and 74%. So if you could line up at the stage, please. Nathan Witcher. Yolani Zuza. Andrew Evans. Machle Solambella. Xavier Pillay. See you here tonight. Anthony Hout. Liliana Barberini. Erin Byers. And Mujahid Ali. So my message to you standing here, that 75 is right here. Keep doing what you're doing. It's working. Nathan, come and get your certificate. Yolani. Andrew. Mahle. Anthony. Lily. Erin's. And Mujahid. The next batch of certificates is for students who have achieved an EduInc pass of 75. This one is for between 75% and 79%. Aidan Quinn. Taryn Anro. Cleo Woodley. Tato Mkadi. Luke van Rooyen. Right, Aidan, up you come. You can stay here if you like, Aidan. It's fine. Taryn, I believe it's your birthday today.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Tato. And Luke. Right, now I'm going to let the suspense rise again, let the tension raise before the next round of awards. And I'm going to invite Lillian Mayer to the podium. They're going to be talking to us tonight about what it means to be an EduInc student. So please come to the podium.
Good evening, parents, teachers, and students of Education Incorporated. I'll be talking about what it's like to be an EduInc pupil. When I got asked where I attended school, I used to say 4 is high, because no one knew where Education Incorporated was. As time passed by, I felt very proud to be an EduInc pupil, because it was one of the factors that developed me into the person that I am today. I realized that there's a reason why it's small and unique. You'd be surprised how far I've come. From being a pupil who got kicked out of class, made a teacher cry, and just being a general pain in the butt, to being a young man with diligence and respect. As an EduInc student, I'm proud to say that every goal I've set, I've accomplished and overachieved. Students at EduInc are brought up to be responsible, respectful, determined, and dream chase. EduInc does not only focus on students' academics, but their development as a character, because in life, anyone can achieve academics, but you will never go places with appalling attitude. EduInc might be small in size, but big at heart, and that is where I feel where home is.
Being an EduInc student means to be a strong and independent character. It means to be innovative and have a different way of thinking, finding new ways to solve problems efficiently. Being at EduInc teaches you independence. It gives you a sense of individualism and shows you how to be your own person. It allows you to be confident in yourself and your decisions. But it also teaches you how to identify when you need help. EduInc students are taught to use their imagination when in class or in everyday situations. This brings forth new and innovative ideas that breeds future learners. The students are also taught mutual respect and tolerance towards others. We are taught to accept everyone. Integrity is also a major factor of what makes an EduInc student. We are taught to be honest and know what is right and what is wrong, and how to behave when either of these situations arise. As EduInc learners, we strive to have a positive influence on others. We hope to impact people in a good way and show them our EduInc culture. Although we all hope to one day be resilient and independent people, we must never forget the importance of having people to rely on, and at EduInc we are taught all of this. Thank you.
Thank you, Neo and Lily. It's always very interesting. I should tell you that I did not veto any of these speeches. This is them. And it's always interesting to hear the views from the mouths of the kids. They are the ones who live it every day. Okay, round 2. So the next group of awards, these are merit awards. And the first awards are merit certificates that are awarded for significant improvement in overall development and personal growth. As we keep saying, it's not all about the A's, it's not all about the academics. So I'm going to say it again, significant improvement in overall development and personal growth. Could the following junior students please come to the stage? Aidan Quinn. Machle Solambela. And Nathan Witcher. He's pulling one of these, Mom and Dad. And the following seniors for the same award: Cleo Moodley, Davina Barberini, and Bridget Loxton. The next merit awards, we are starting to award by phase, and this one goes to the most improved student and is awarded in recognition of consistent striving for academic improvement. Most improved student. So for the intermediate phase, we are sharing the prize, Noah Nero and Nathan Witcher. Well done, boys. The most improved student in the senior phase, awarded in recognition of constant striving for academic improvement, goes to Taryn Ann Rowe. And the most improved student in the FET phase, Mujahid Ali. The last award in this round is the Diligence Award. The Diligence Award is given for consistent application of self and dedication to the constant striving for academic improvement. So we've got a dual award going on here. It's the consistent application of self and the dedication to the constant striving of academic improvement. Once again, in the intermediate phase, we will be sharing this award between Yolani Zuza and Miles Hout. Diligence in the senior phase this year was particularly hard to choose. Well, it's based on the marks, but it was particularly hard to find the winners in this category. So we are sharing this award between 4 students this year with very similar results. They are India Sher, Cherie Evans, Precious Mabunda, and Taryn and Rowe. Well done, Michael. And she's not finished growing yet, I'm just saying. And the Diligence Award for the FET phase is being shared between Luke van Rooyen and Rain Nell. Luke? Okay, time for another break to build some more tension, as things should be. So, who said that? That was Nathan. So one of the other very unusual things about EduInc, which tends to raise eyebrows when we chat to other schools and when we first do our interviews with parents, is when we tell them that leadership at EduInc starts from grade 8. And there's a very good reason leadership starts from grade 8 at EduInc. We don't believe that when you turn 16 or 17, suddenly a switch gets flicked and you are suddenly leadership material. Leadership is a skill. It's something that has to be developed. It has to be learned. And more than anything else, it needs to be mentored. Somebody needs to take the time to sit with you week after week, progressively developing these skills as a leader. And that's why we do it this way, to give our students time to really learn these skills. And it's quite incredible when you see our kids in leadership conferences. Our prefects were at a conference earlier this year. It was a leadership conference. And generally, they are interacting with only grade 11s and 12s. And yet, I'm not sure why, it's always our kids that end up running the show. You guys are always like the lead in the little play you have to do and the one doing the talking. But it's something else that we are incredibly proud of. It's also the reason that they host events like this evening. Not us. Tonight's about them. This is not about us standing here. So, to give you a little bit more information on leadership at EduInc, I would like to introduce Trinity and Lesedi, who are going to talk about how we do things at EduInc, which is servant leadership.
Thank you, Mrs. Aitchison, and obviously good evening, everyone. Recently, I and Trinity were asked to speak about leadership. Now, you'd think that this topic is rather easy to talk about. I mean, leading is just leading. Not hard. Or so I thought. After a few brainstorming sessions, we came to realize that there is a lot involved in being a good leader, and a lot more in being a great leader. Reflecting on the various aspects of being a great leader, we realized that we could have an entire day to discuss a topic and still not have enough time. Therefore, in order to keep the speech short and simple, we will be discussing one aspect of being a great leader, that of leader through camaraderie. In 2010, a collapse in the San Jose copper gold mine in northern Chile trapped 33 men 700 meters underground for 70 days. Now, the foreman of the mine, which was Luis Oruza, immediately recognized the seriousness of the accident and took charge, organizing the men for a long-term survival situation and help them cope mentally with the situation. Now, keep in mind that this was 70 days, so that's a really long while. He made the details of the area to help with the rescue effort and coordinated closely with the engineers on the surface. He was the last man to be rescued and remained cool and calm under the pressure, merely remarking, "It's been a long bit of a long shaft." Now, at Education Incorporated Boutique School, our prefix and staff believe in servant leadership. Servant leadership is a leadership philosophy that a leader serves. This is different from traditional leadership where the main focus is, for example, the thriving of a company or organization. A servant leader shares power, puts the needs of employees first, and helps people develop, perform as highly as possible.
At Education Incorporated, we are one big family, one that works together to succeed. As prefects, we strive to help and guide others. We have had many opportunities to have insightful discussions and have grown through others' experiences. Although sometimes these experiences can weigh one down, the support from fellow prefects, Mr. and Mrs. Aitchison, and the school staff, the weight feels much lighter. We are a team, and it's reassuring that people have my back and are willing to listen.
So for those who know me, you know that I'm pretty independent and a well-reserved person. However, I've learned that the past 5 terms that being a leader doesn't mean that you have to do it alone. As Mrs. Ostrich recently put it, you are not a leader because you have the answers. You're a leader because you're willing to look for the answers. Now, remember that it's okay to do things through trial and error and to make mistakes during this journey. Like from a personal experience, people from last year's honors evening remember that I've forgotten my lines. And so the things I had to keep in mind was 1, to seem that I was in control of the situation, and 2, not to apologize to the crowd, and I failed both, but if I were to describe the moment, I'll say that it was as if I've seen a dead body right in front of me. I was traumatized for life, and as more stiff as Mr. E.
As voices of the students, we have a lot of responsibility. It's not only about getting a free drink every week. We not only have to guide our peers, we have to be role models academically and socially, and represent the best interests of the students and the school at all times. Being a prefect means no bias towards certain people, and therefore occasionally having to have tough conversations with those you care about. With all that said, it's not at all bad. Serving the school with so many amazing people has to be one of the greatest honors of my life. Thank you.
Yelisedi's not kidding about that trauma. It took me a year to convince him to get up here and talk again, and every single time I said, "Are you getting ready for your speech?" his response was, "Sound man for life." I'll be your sound man, but sound man for life. I'm not doing that again. But he did it again tonight, and he did it very, very well. Thank you, prefects, for your contributions this evening. They are insightful and they're very valuable. Okay, round 3. Are we ready? Yeah. Okay. This is Griffin? Yeah, Griffin's already. Okay. So the next round of awards are the Special Recognition Awards, and they come with the certificates and the merit badges. And we are going to begin with the Science Awards. And again, we go through the phases. So the Science Award is awarded for consistent application and conscientiousness to mathematics, science, and technology. In the intermediate phase, the winner of this award is Kian Quinn. Once again, in this phase, you guys made it difficult, so we are sharing the Science Award between Cleo Woodley, Gareth Kelleher, and Kayla Timby. And the Sciences Award for the FET phase goes to Mujahid Ali. Next up is the Humanities Award. So the Humanities Award is given for consistent application and conscientiousness to languages. In the intermediate phase, the award is shared between Noah Nero and Nathan Witcher. the Humanities Award in the senior phase is awarded to Trinity Nell. And Humanities in the FET phase is shared between Liliana Barberini and Rain Nell. Then we move on to cultural awards. So the Cultural Award is awarded for consistent application and conscientiousness to the arts and culture. And even though we don't offer arts and culture in terms of drama or fine arts as a matric subject, we do recognize that it is an important part of whole child development, and that there are several of our students who are very involved, particularly in music outside of the school. So the Junior Award this year for culture is shared between Lulama Mabunda and Miles Hout. The next awards that we're going to be giving out now are Colours Awards. These are academic Colours Awards, and the Colours Awards are awarded for... See what happens when you're married. Yes, dear? I just did it. Okay, there'll be discussion later. The Senior Award for Culture, before we continue, Anthony Haupt and Lesedi Mayela. He doesn't want it.
Anyone wants it, he doesn't want it.
Can I carry on now? Thanks, boss. Right, so Colours Awards are for academic colours. These are awarded to students who have achieved averages of 80 and above, 80% and above distinction averages. So can the following students please line up? It's Kian Quinn, Trinity Nell, Rain Nell, Noah Nero, So the next award is the Rising Star Trophy. And this is awarded to the student who has shown consistent dedication to the development of both personal, social, and academic improvement. And I don't think it's going to be a surprise to see that this award this year is being awarded to Taryn Anro. Right, the next trophy that's being given out tonight is the Kaylee Telfer Cup for Sports Excellence. Now, Kaylee Telfer was a 2016 alumna. Kaylee was a Springbok golfer, #1 in country, and is currently in the States on a sports scholarship playing golf, learning to be a pro, and studying. She's pre-vet in the States. And when she left EduInc, she wanted to leave a legacy saying that she could not have succeeded in her academics and trying to maintain that very, very grueling training and competition schedule as a #1 Springbok golfer if it hadn't been for the staff who put in so much time with Kaylee outside of school hours because we needed to accommodate her schedule, her sporting schedule. So this one was donated by her and is in recognition of a student who has done exceptionally well in the sporting arena over the course of the year. So I would like Davina Barberini to come to the stage, please. Don't leave yet, Didi. So Davina's latest appointment to represent Gauteng in the National Schools Aquatics Championships was in October 2018. She has been diving for the Gauteng national team for 3 consecutive years and since she joined Education Incorporated. At this year's inter-schools competition, Davina came second in her grade. She shows such dedication to her chosen sport and ensured that she flies the EduInc flag very high at every single appearance. And just to give you an idea of how hard Davina actually works at this, coached by her mum Fee, by the way. Well done, Fee. And Fee, correct me if I'm mixing things up here. But when Davina was diving in the inter-schools competition? Well, when they did the rankings for the schools, Education Incorporated has 1 diver, and she's competing at schools with schools such as Brescia and St. Mary's who have numerous divers in each category. And despite the fact that Davina is diving by herself with no other assistance, EduInc was actually rated 7th in Gauteng. Well done. Right, now to the big academic award, the Dux Literarum. So the Dux Literarum Award is awarded to the highest academic achiever in the phase. So that speaks for itself. I don't need to explain that any further. This year, we are actually sharing the junior award because these 2 students got the exact same average. So the Dux Award in the junior phase of the school is shared between Noah Nero and Kian Quinn. Now you both come up. The Dux Award for Senior, the highest academic achiever in the grade 8 to 12 phase of the school, Trinity Nell. Next, we have 2 Honours Awards to be giving out, and the Honours Awards are the students you will have seen who wear the white t-shirts, the inverse of the uniform. And the first one will be no surprise because you've already heard the blurb. Davina has now been diving for Gauteng for 3 years. She's been diving provincially for 3 years. So, Davina, come and get your Honours Award. The second Honours Award this evening it goes to one of our leaders tonight. To get an Honours Award for leadership means that you must have served as a prefect for 9 consecutive terms. So that's quite an accomplishment. And that award this evening goes to Naikalo quickly. The last award before we start talking about house points and house cup, which is the one that's going to get rowdy. So the one before we get to that is the Ambassadors Award. And the Ambassadors Award is obviously a very, very important. It is the culmination of the awards because it is the recognition of the whole child. This is really the whole child. This is a lot more than just the academics. This is the child. But let me read you the blurb. It's awarded for consistent representation of the values of education incorporated through exemplary attitude, behavior, and loyalty to school and fellow students. So this year, we always award to a girl and a boy. The lady who's taking the award of Ambassador for 2018, Cleo Moodley. Cleo, hold on a sec. Just stay here for a second, please. Our other ambassador for 2018, Luke van Rooyen. Well done to all of you who have taken prizes this evening. One of those things that we forget to say, I think, or maybe we just don't say enough when we are in the daily grind of getting through your curriculum and everything that we have to do. And I know that I speak for all the staff when I say to you all, we are incredibly proud of you. As your staff and as your parents, we are proud of you. So give yourselves another hand. Okie dokie, are we ready to do houses? Clearly not. Should we just end now? Are we ready to do houses yet? Oh, I don't know. Okay, now we're getting this. So let's do the greatest contributor to the House Points Trophy first. So as you're all aware, parents, as we go through the year, houses or students are awarded points. They have points taken away for behaviour that is less desirable. We have challenges throughout the year. Houses are allowed to issue a challenge at any given time. As a reminder, houses are based on, the children will do the personality quiz when they arrived. So the houses are very much about learning to play to your strengths as a team. As I say, you can issue any challenge you want at any given time. And it gets exceptionally competitive. I've even had kids come and ask me, well, I know we're not going to win this challenge because we're the clever house. We're the academic house. So we're not going to win the soccer challenge. But can we do some derivatives trading on points? So can I bet that house is going to win and then that house is going to come second, and if they come second, then I can get this many points because I got that right. Sounds a little like gambling if you ask me. But it's that competitive. So, before I ask the winner of the individual contributor to come up, I'm just going to let you know the student who came in third place and the student who came in second place. You don't have to come up. I'm just saying your name. So the third place for house points this year individually was Luke van Rooyen. You got 850 points for your house on your own. Second place was Claire Woodley. You got 879. But the winner of the individual contributor for this year achieved 1,005 points on her own, Trinity Nell.
Just saying.
So before I award the House Cup for 2018, when we are finished with the House Cup, obviously when that gets announced, please will the House who has won that trophy, I would like all of you to come onto the stage for some photographs. Do you want them in front of the stage? Okay. The boss has spoken. Come in front of the stage, you don't ruin anything or trash anything. And because it gets rowdy at this point, I'm going to wrap the evening up by saying thank you all very, very, very much for being here this evening. At EduInc, as we keep saying, we do things slightly differently. It is incredibly important to us that our families are here to support all of our students, regardless of who achieves, who gets big awards, small awards, no awards sometimes, because as Mrs. Alexander said, that's where resilience comes in. And sometimes we need to work harder. So thank you for being here tonight, to support and to be here. It's really, really incredible for us to see your faces here, to have you joining us on such a special event. So I'm going to take my leave of you and say have a wonderful festive season. Please be safe if you're traveling. Enjoy your time with your families before we start all of this again in 2019. Right, who's it going to be? Well, clearly not Griffin, because they're just staring at me at this point. So Griffins, your points for the year, 5,257. Who do you think came in third place? Phoenix. Pegasus. I see Dragon's not coming into this. You're not in third place. Third place is Pegasus with 5,424. So can I have the house captain of Phoenix and Dragon, please, in the front? No, you did not tie. Who's it going to be? So one of you achieved 5,701 points. One of you achieved 5,716 points. So there was literally a 15-point difference. And the winner is Dragon.
Okay, we want some dragon spirit here.
Yeah, where's your dragon, Captain? Come on, dragon. Come on, Luke, can we have a walk around? Can we have a walk around? Come on, man, you just won the house. George, give us a walk around.
You're alright. I went to say one.
Be brave. That's why you don't need
Well done, dragons.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Safe trip home.